Kenya, this movie has just a fantastic soundtrack throughout. I love that you got Nipsey Hussle's last time that I checked on it. Can you speak to just, paying tribute in that small way? Because it feels even more special when you see the great performance that Lauren gives.
It was, the point of when we wanted to write a love letter to LA, all parts of LA, and I think Nip he is part of LA's DNA and LA's fabric, and I think to have that song early on in the movie and as also a tribute to Lauren, and which she's gone through, and just she signed off on it and was, gracious. I think I think in general for me, music is emotion lotion. I heard Quincy Jones say that, and it resonated with me. And everything I do, I like to have music be sort of, another character and ubiquitous, and sort of it really, I think it adds to everything going on. So I'm glad that you picked up on that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, fantastic music. And Nia, I wanted to ask you about working with Eddie Murphy, since you really do feel like a married couple in the movie. Like, there's this great dynamic where even when you're bickering, you can tell that there's like a love at a core of it. So, how is it working off of him?
Oh man. Well, I met Eddie in the 90s and I've always wanted to work with him, and I think when you're black in Hollywood, you become friends with everyone at one point or another. And I was always like slightly too young to play opposite him, or I would just not get the job and it would be the other girl. And so to have this opportunity at this point in my career with such a stellar cast, it's truly a blessing. And I love Eddie. Eddie is just an OG. He has not changed. He's Eddie. You know what you're getting, but you don't always know when that funny as shit joke is going to pop out of his mouth. So that's what makes him a great comedian. And he's just cool. And I think he feels like family.
I think looking at both of them and Lauren, or honestly, black don't crack. You hear that thing, like, it is. My favorite joke was we in Blackish one time. It was when the boss was like, "I have trouble telling their ages." You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like you look at Eddie and Nia, and like it's hard to know to imagine how long they've been in this business. You know what I'm saying? We all look at Eddie and we're like, he's just, I'm saying, like, how old are you and what's going on? Like, he's been famous 40 years, I'm saying? Like, and he's still, it's just, I really feel like it was great. And to be honest with you, actors are beautiful people, and I looked in, and I was just surrounded constantly by beautiful people, and I was like, fuck these guys.
Kenya, my last question here, just like yourself, the dialogue is so funny throughout in this movie. Can you speak to the collaborative process of writing with Jonah? Because it really feels authentic, and there's so many references that could be, feel corny otherwise, but like you nail the delivery and it all works.
I think a lot of that goes to, we hopefully, we did a great job. We did a good job on the script, enough to get people to sort of sell it and get people involved. But I really do feel like the collaboration honestly came a lot with the actors. I feel like, all the actors, even Dave, who's, people felt like they wanted to make sure that their character felt authentic and felt true to the character, not true to Duchovny or Nia or Eddie, but true to who the characters were. And, we were, especially for me being a first-time director, I tried to be as open as I could. And it actually, I will tell any other director that it made the script better. Because those actors have to take those words and have to bring them to life and have to filter them through their vehicle, which is their voice and their bodies. And to make an actor feel that they believe what the character's doing, I think it always comes off in the movie.
And the other thing I'll just add to that is when you get together and there's an ensemble cast, there's this mutual respect that instantly happens between actors usually that is unspoken. If everyone's cool, it's like, oh, I can trust. So if Julia throws me something, I know how to catch the ball and pass the ball because it was collaborative and it was all this, it really felt like we're here to do something great and everyone's going to have their moment. And if we just trust the process, lean into Kenya for, his expertise, we're good.
But as few takes as possible.
That's as few takes as possible.
That's one of the things I will say from directors I've loved. Like, after, I know Fincher has a different process, and he's one of my favorite. But in general,
with comedy,
things don't get funnier the seventh time you do them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you want to try to see the first take and make the adjustments then and try to get out of there and move on, because people want the pace to go, because these actors are doing something that's really hard and making people laugh.